What's up, Panda Nation? Peter Von Panda here. Hey, I just bought another book. It's called Inside Biosphere 2, and I don't know if you know Biosphere 2, but when I was a kid, I followed it pretty closely because it was kind of this interesting thing. It looks like a space station, and that's because it originally was designed that way, and I think it kind of went up in the early 90s outside of Tucson, Arizona, and this book, which is actually pretty new, I think 2015, it's only a couple of years old. There have been a number of books about Biosphere 2. You might be asking, hey, what's Biosphere 1? Well, that's Earth, dude. Earth is Biosphere 1. And, I haven't even looked through this book yet. I bought it used on Amazon. I'll put a link to it in the description. But I've just been so intrigued by Biosphere. Ended up going and checking it out. Last time I was in Tucson. They now do tours. So I guess I should back up here. This whole book, I think it's a little bit about the history of it, how it got started, kind of the whole drama of it, and now where it's at. I want to say that it was started in the 90s, backed by a billionaire, to be kind of a space station, kind of a sealed ecosystem, sealed off from the world, its own air supply. Basically, they would grow food, have animals, produce their own oxygen, recycle their own waste. It had different environments in it, the biosphere, like desert, jungle, forest, etc. And it was supposed to be just a closed ecosystem, kind of like those little globes that you buy with algae and plankton in them or whatever. And they were going to live in there for 100 years. And that was kind of disappointing because you were supposed to be able to go see these people living there, and you would never go inside. And so, I would die without ever checking it out. Well, interestingly, after a bunch of drama and some technical failures, or challenges, I should say, Biosphere ended as an experiment of kind of keeping people totally segregated. This is actually probably one of the most interesting things about the Biosphere, kind of one of the most impressive. They have this whole ocean ecosystem, and check out my other video that I did when I took a tour of it. It's really, really cool. And they eventually stopped the experiment, kind of the whole experiment with people living there, and you can take a tour and see the habitat area. But then what they ended up doing is selling it to Arizona State University, I think. I might be wrong about that, or University of Arizona. Maybe sounds more correct. And now it's used for science experiments, really controlled experiments. They're doing a lot of things on water preservation or reclamation, those types of things, because it's just a really controlled environment. And just super cool. If you're ever in the Tucson, Arizona, I think it's in Oracle, Arizona, technically, I would definitely go take a tour. If you're into science, you'll find it fascinating. If you're not, you'll still kind of find it interesting, but just an impressive construction project. So check it out. Biosphere 2, Peter Von Panda out.